learnt one or two things. They surprised that special somebody in the kitchen. Well, today we're looking at understanding the referendum, and we've had a demographer's perspective. We're still moving on the program as we get different views, and of course the aim is just to help everybody else understand the referendum at the end of this program. If you do have any contributions, feel free to be a part of this program by sending your message to TV2 and send that text to 4882. We would like to find out what your thoughts are. While talking about thoughts, let's get to find out what the thoughts of our next guests are with Brian.
Thank you very much, Concerned Citizen, making an appearance on the show. All right, so we'll be getting your concerns and your contributions on by simply going to message part, type in the ML, leave a space message and send that to 4882. We're now joined by Even Mweene, who's a concerned citizen, making an appearance on the show. Good to have you on the show. Let's start by getting your understanding of the referendum as a concerned citizen.
Well, I mean, as the professor alluded to in the beginning, a referendum basically gives the public an opportunity to vote on a particular issue. And I think going back in history, like in 2014, the UK had to have a referendum regarding whether Scotland would stay with the United Kingdom. And it was a yes or no. Do we stay with the United Kingdom or not? And Scotland, in the end, decided that they would stay with the United Kingdom. And now also I think there's an issue right now in the UK whether the European Union, whether the UK should stay with the European Union or not. I think they may go for a referendum on that. But again, it's a yes or a no. So really, a referendum should be a very simple process where the voter can say yes or no to a particular issue. Right. Currently, right now, I think the issue is the Bill of Rights, which I think is a huge document, and it alludes to a number of facets about our human rights as individuals: education, nutrition, shelter, job opportunities, perhaps, and all those aspects. And when you look at that particular aspect, you see what are people really voting for? Are we voting for the whole Bill of Rights? But in the whole Bill of Rights, there may be contentious issues that people may not want in the Bill of Rights, and that might be a debatable issue. So really, the referendum should be a simple process, as I understand it.
The Bill of Rights, I'm glad you brought it in, because I was about to ask you on how much information you have about the Bill of Rights. What are you voting for?
I think as an individual, I have no idea, because the Bill of Rights has not actually been tabled out. I have not seen or has not been publicized any Bill of Rights document that said, look, this is the Bill of Rights. These are the key issues. Because again, the Bill of Rights must be very, very simple. I think the Americans have a very simple Bill of Rights, one of which is like the pursuit of happiness and so forth. It should be a very simple document that should be in schools, in fact, part of the curriculum. People should learn about the Bill of Rights and then know what they have. So I have, to be honest, no real hard evidence to say I've read it, I've seen it, I know exactly what the Bill of Rights are.
All right. What efforts have you put in place as a common citizen, to acquire the knowledge on the referendum and the Bill of Rights as well?
Well, I normally, when the Constitution was first, I think, passed, the first draft Constitution back, I don't know, when 2010, 2011, somewhere there, I did actually get my own copy and went through it before it went through the backwards and forwards of going for a referendum on the key issues, 50+1 and so forth. After that, I have not been able to know where to, there's no point of reference to say, okay, you can get your Bill of Rights at this office. I mean, there's no information out to say, I'm not sure, I go to the ECZ, do I go to Parliament, do I go to the State House to get my copy of Bill of Rights? Where do I get it from? There's no information out there to where I get it from.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked around, but there's no...
Is it the same with your fellow citizens?
Yes.
As you interact, when you're talking about the referendum, are those the sentiments that come from them as well?
Yes, a lot of people don't know where the information is to be obtained from. I mean, some might say just check the internet, but how many people have access to the internet? But most of my friends have no clue. They're just like, whoa, okay, we're Bill of Rights, but where exactly is it?
All right.
Yeah, where's the printed document? Who's printed it? Have government printers printed a copy? Do you know? I don't know.
Do you think the media has done enough to that effect?
I don't think so, because again, you see, when you do, with the Bill of Rights and also with the referendum, fundamentally what you need to do is you have to put in place information segments where people are aware and are being given information on a regular basis to know that, okay, one, you can pick up a copy of the Bill of Rights at this particular office, on this particular days, at this particular times, or on the internet. Number two, there's a referendum coming on this particular day. These are the issues we'll be discussing, and it'll be in this manner, yes or no to this particular subject. So there's no real information out there to say, I mean, the media has not I don't think they have been given enough opportunity to express what is out there. Because I think we have roughly about, 100 plus FM radio stations. By now, they should have actually begun disseminating that information to all the public that the referendum is coming and this is the issue on the referendum.
All right. I'm just getting concerned because if you as a citizen who is living in the urban setup is not having that information, what about some man who's in Shangombo?
Oh, don't even know, I mean, don't even think about it.
Do you have relations in rural setup?
Yes, I do. I have relatives. Well, my both grandparents have passed away, but I have relatives in the rural areas, and I know for a fact that they don't know anything about it, because they normally are in the rural areas, farming lifestyle, herding cattle and so forth. So, at what stage would they get that kind of information? If I hear internet, cell phone, TV, radio, I don't have the access. How would they have it? It's like they're completely in the dark.
All right. How would you like this information to be disseminated? What's your submission to this effect?
Well, first of all, you're going to have to do a lot of radio programs. I mean, get the radio stations to do a buy-in, have periodic radio programs to discuss discuss the referendum on a regular basis every Friday or every Tuesday, whatever day you choose, but get the buy-in from the radio stations and all the media houses, TV and print media. There must be continuous information dissemination on a regular basis. That's what you do, number one. And then the problem again is that you only have roughly, let's say 78 days before the actual August 11, which means now you also have to take into account printing of the materials. You also have to take in the fact that people have to have debates to discuss the issues, create debates forums in different constituencies or in different town halls across the country. People have to debate it, discuss it. What do they want? What do they don't want? What do they understand? What do they don't understand? What's missing? What is it? So when you have all that information, then you have your final document that you can now say, okay, this is what the people want. You put it together for a final document that now people can sign off on. But again, that's information that has to be gathered over a period of time. So initially, ideally, you want to do a referendum process from last year. I know it's 2020 is 2020 is hindsight. Vision is 2020 or whatever the process is. But you want to have it being done last year. Let's say last year October, you would have begun the process so that by December of last year you would have gathered the information. You would have known what the people want, what they want, what kind of referendum they want to have, and then by May you now roll out your materials, your posters, your radio adverts to increase the sensitization, because people want to participate. I know Zambians, they love this country. Zambians love to be part of a process and a part of change and a part of good that helps them benefit their children and their grandchildren. They want it because that's why people, in a sense, voted for 1991 in their masses. That's why people in 1964 removed the colonial powers. We want to move forward as a people. It's our nature. It's in our hearts to do something right for ourselves and the people around us.
All right. Which way do you think is easy for you as a citizen regarding the referendum? The multi-choice one or the yes or no, mode of referendum?
Well, I would say it's definitely yes or no. The problem with a multiple choice question referendum is you'll find maybe there are 4 questions. I'll say 2. I'll say 1. I'll say yes to 1 and no to 3, or vice versa. It's just too much of a mix of results. But if you have yes or no, it's very easy. 50 have said yes and 50 have said no. It's a done deal.
All right.
Yeah.
What is the role of citizens in this process? I mean, of course, the ECZ and other stakeholders are front runners when it comes to, sensitization and things of that nature. But as a citizen, how can we make the challenge a bit lighter for stakeholders in this regard? I mean, they may put all the information out there, but if as citizens we're not taking keen interest in appreciating the devil in the detail when it comes to the referendum, then it's somewhat lost effort, if you like.
Yeah, I think what is fundamental, and again this is also about buy-in, is that since we have parliamentary candidates who are all going out into the constituencies to get votes, use your parliamentary candidates to amplify the issue of the referendum and what are the key issues that have to be resolved. That's how you increase the buy-in from the citizens. You have foot soldiers ready on standby, and you can use them in that regard. That's the best. Even your councillors and so forth. Otherwise, if the parliamentary candidates don't use the referendum, don't hype up the referendum, the councillors don't do it, the presidential candidates don't do it, I'm afraid you're gonna have people looking at the referendum. It's okay. I'm not interested in it. I'll just vote on my presidential candidate and my MP and my councillor. I'm done.
All right.
Yeah.
But are you folks eager to take part in the referendum as citizens?
Yeah, definitely. We need to know what's. But we're all interested to get involved. We just need to know what are we getting involved in. You know, it's like, for example, someone says, we want you to start working in London, and then you ask, but okay, what am I going to work as in London? We want you to be the chief executive for BBC. Oh, then you have your buy-in. But if they say no, just come to London, we'll sort it out. You'll be a bit confused. Am I going to be a street sweeper? Am I going to be on the conductor? You know, you want to know exactly, get people's understanding about what is going on, and then they'll buy in. That's all. We as Zambians want to participate. Finished. We want to participate. We just need to know what are we participating in. All right.
Even Mweene, beg your pardon, consented and making an appearance on the show. Thanks very much for coming through, and all the best as you go about, searching for the information. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and I will let you know if I do find the Bill of Rights.
All right, there you have it. Very interesting sentiments are coming from, Ivan there, and he's calling upon stakeholders to go out there and, just put out the information.
I like the fact that he has talked about the need for the politicians themselves as well to go to the electorates and, as they carry out their campaigns, as they do their rallies, not to ignore the aspect of the referendum in terms of sensitizing the public. Now, we are aware that campaigns have started. They start today, as well as the voter verification exercise. Now, the importance of the voter verification exercise is that you will be able to find out whether that information that you had submitted is there and that you are totally eligible to vote. That is the right time as well to ask your questions about the referendum. As you ask on how you will be able to vote and as you verify your information, make sure that you ask also what your contribution is expected to be as regards the referendum. Also, make sure that you read. I know that the reading culture in Zambia is not that much. People shun reading, but if you can find the Bill of Rights, if you can ask questions, do ask questions and get that information. If you do find something that is giving you details of what to expect in the Bill of Rights, make sure that you read it. I think a referendum is a good thing because it's an opportunity for Zambians to make a decision. But whether or not they're making a decision on something that they are aware of, something that you can't make a decision on something that you don't know, Brian. So it's very important that we get sensitized, very important that we read.
All right, so to come on the show is an interview with Avap, that will be taking to us about issues to do with voter apathy and things of that nature, and how lack of information regarding the referendum can, steer voter apathy. That's coming up after Talking Safety.